In a game that underscored the volatility of postseason basketball, the Minnesota Timberwolves imposed their will from start to finish, dismantling a short-handed Golden State Warriors squad by a commanding score of 117-93. The Timberwolves came out of the gates with intensity and never looked back, opening the game on a 13-0 run and maintained control throughout, leading by as much as 25 points. It was a wire-to-wire victory that not only evened the series but delivered a powerful message. Minnesota is here to compete, and they are not fazed by the championship pedigree of the Warriors. Despite the loss, Golden State exits Minnesota with a crucial road split, a strategic success in playoff terms. However, this second game illuminated the chasm left by the absence of Stephen Curry. Without their superstar and offensive anchor, the Warriors struggled to establish rhythm and fluidity. Steve Kerr searched desperately for combinations that might spark his team, deploying all 14 available players in an experimental rotation that emphasized exploration over execution. The result was a disjointed offensive performance plagued by inefficiency, ball stagnation, and costly turnovers, 20 in total, which Minnesota converted into 22 points. Among the few bright spots for Golden State was a resurgence of Jonathan Kuminga. After being relegated to 4 consecutive DNPs to start the postseason, the hyper-athletic forward made a compelling case for increased minutes. Scoring 18 points on an efficient 8 of 11 shooting, Kuminga also grabbed 5 rebounds, all in the second half, and showcased his unique ability to generate offense in isolation, including a dazzling mid-range move on Anthony Edwards that reminded everyone of his untapped potential. With Curry sidelined indefinitely, Kuminga's emergence as a high-motor, downhill threat could prove essential as the series shift back to San Francisco. Another silver lining for the Warriors was the impactful performance of Trayce Jackson-Davis, the rookie big man, who hadn't played significant minutes since the Rising Stars Challenge, provided a much-needed interior presence. He went a perfect 6-4-6 from the field, racking up 15 points and 6 rebounds in just 19 minutes. Jackson-Davis, with his improved physicality and rebounding tenacity, helped Golden State out-rebound Minnesota 42-39, despite the Timberwolves' reputation as the league's top offensive rebounding team in the postseason. His effort wasn't just efficient. It was energizing, narrowing the deficit to single digits during a key stretch in the third quarter. But ultimately, the Warriors lacked a player who could bend the defense in the way Curry does. The offense, typically driven by Curry's gravitational pull and quick trigger shooting, stagnated without him. The team failed to generate the same spacing and off-ball action that characterizes their identity. Jimmy Butler, who must now assume the role of offensive focal point, looked disengaged at times, slow to initiate and hesitant in key possessions. Without him setting the tone and applying consistent pressure on the rim, Golden State's offense became predictable and easy to contain. Draymond Green's offensive limitations further compounded the issue, and Buddy Hield's hot hand from the previous game failed to materialize in any meaningful way. Meanwhile, Minnesota capitalized on their opportunities. After 2 consecutive games of ice-cold shooting from deep, just 12 of 76 combined, the Timberwolves rediscovered their perimeter touch, going 16 of 47 from beyond the arc and shooting over 50% from the field overall. Julius Randle broke out with performance reminiscent of his All-NBA days, finishing just 3 rebounds and 3 assists shy of a triple-double. His ability to score in the post, create off the dribble, and facilitate offense gave the Timberwolves a multidimensional attack that the Warriors simply couldn't contain. Anthony Edwards, while statistically solid with 20 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists, still appeared out of rhythm for stretches. But his late-game activity suggests he could be on the verge of a breakout. And if he finds his stride in San Francisco, the Warriors could be facing a far more dangerous version of the Timberwolves moving forward. Minnesota's blend of length, athleticism, and versatility, epitomized by the likes of Jaden McDaniels, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and Naz Reid, proved suffocating on defense and explosive in transition. The Warriors' offense without Curry is stripped of its usual chaos and unpredictability. Instead of drawing double teams and exploiting mismatches, they are now forced into stagnant sets and late clock heaves. Moses Moody, another player Kerr hoped to spark off the bench, struggled mightily with decision-making and timing, including back-to-back air balls during a critical third-quarter stretch where Minnesota blew the game wide open once again. The lack of movement, ball rotation, and off-ball screening left Golden State looking uncharacteristically pedestrian. Still, Steve Kerr has reason to feel cautiously optimistic. While this game may have been a tactical loss, it provided valuable insight into who might contribute moving forward. Kuminga and Jackson Davis, long considered fringe contributors, made strong cases for extended roles. The Warriors' bench, often seen as a liability in past seasons, is showing signs of life, albeit inconsistent and unpolished. As the series shifts back to Chase Center, all eyes turn to Kerr's next move. Without Curry, the margin for error is razor-thin, and every rotation decision is magnified. Will Butler rise to the occasion and assume command of the offense? Can Kuminga and Jackson Davis continue to build on their momentum? Can Buddy Hield rediscover his shooting touch in front of a home crowd? The Timberwolves have seized momentum, but the series remains far from over. Golden State's championship DNA, forged over years of high-stakes playoff battles, won't fade quietly. However, if they hope to extend this series and potentially win it, they'll need not just adjustments, but breakthroughs. Game 3 at Chase Center looms large, not only as a test of tactics and endurance, but as a referendum on whether this team, even without its generational leader, can still find magic in the mayhem.